What are we talking about today, Jacob?
Today we are talking about the flop that is Fallout 76 and some of the reviews it's been getting.
Alright, welcome to NerdOut.
So, today we are talking about Fallout 76 and some of the reviews that it has been getting and comparing them to what Tyler himself has actually had while on the game.
So out of me and Jacob, I'm the one who's actually played the game. Jacob hasn't had the opportunity yet. I've been playing mine on a PC that realistically shouldn't run it as well as most other PCs should do. But that's what I'm going to be basing it on anyway, whilst Jacob's going to be throwing out what he's heard and everything he's read into. So
the reason I'm on the phone is so that I can get what I've heard. Right, so should we start?
Yeah, let's start.
Alright, one of the first things to come up is Fallout 76 doesn't feel like a full release, it feels like a beta.
So my argument against that is, well, not against it, because I can see what people mean, but let's say it's exactly like most survival games that have come out. So a lot of survival games, Rust, Ark, Conan Exiles even, have always come out in a sort of pre-release state. They're never fully finished. A game that big can never be completely finished. I do agree, it's not a full game yet, but it's still in its early stages, and I think people need to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Do you agree Fallout 76 needs to add more content or potentially go free to play, as it's literally that simple?
Free to play, no, but I still think it doesn't. I agree with the fact it doesn't deserve a full release title yet.
Okay, the website is froze.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting.
It is. Is it?
There we go.
It's
We're
now
back.
loading. Right, number 9. Microtransactions are beyond laughable.
Okay, so I can see there are microtransactions in it, but I will say it's not as laughable as the EA microtransactions with a lot of games that they do. So when it comes to the Fallout 76 transactions, everything is for aesthetic purposes. It's not anything stats based. It doesn't get you like in GTA you can pay for a Megalodon shark card and get like 8 million GTA dollars. It's more like, hey, do you want this special type of skin? Listen, we're not including it in base game. We'll sell it as microtransactions. But still, yes, that's actually annoying that they have it. Why not just make it an unlockable item?
Another one, PvP is handled poorly and is genuinely, to quote, shit.
Alright, so this is where I get a bit funny with some of these reviews. I find that PvP in a lot of survival games, in a lot of other online games such as that, other than, I would say, like ESO or World of Warcraft, they're a little bit different. But PvP survival games anyway, I find it's very hard to be a starting player and you're always getting your ass kicked. So I play Ark a lot, I've played Rust a lot. You start off, you try and get things going as a player, especially if you're on your own, but someone who's been on the server for, weeks at a time, they've got everything, they're going to fuck you over the first opportunity they get, just because they can. And I found that the Fallout 76 player bases aren't like that. They're not like the assholes who want to troll you constantly. However, PvP initiation is... It prevents assholes from being assholes.
I personally completely disagree with you. I believe they should do PvE servers and PvP servers, because if you don't want PvP, then you shouldn't be playing a PvP game. It's as simple as that in my eyes.
I know,
PvP, that's the only way you can cure it, is by having PvP or exploration servers.
Yeah.
Because shooting someone in a PvP game is expected, yet they take a little bit of damage and then they turn around and be like, ha, fuck you, shoot you, you take full damage.
I think it's
wrong,
more
it doesn't work.
There's an honor system going on with it, and I think the way like the robots are like, if they shoot you, and you take minimal damage, what would be optimal is if they shoot you, you take a little bit of damage. If you refuse to fight, you refuse to fight. If you shoot back, that is almost a response, and the fact that they take max damage is annoying, and it's stupid.
It's unfair. It doesn't work. If they want to do that, they should just play an MMO or have different servers.
Alright, yeah, fair enough.
Restrictive player count, meaning that you can only have, I believe it's 32 players in a server.
So I found when I was playing Fallout 76, it was empty, dead empty. We'll move on to NPCs, but the fact that there's hardly any players in it, the fact that there's hardly any NPCs in it, the world feels empty, and yes, it's the wasteland, but there should be more to it. There should be people running around.
A massive map considering like his 30,
It's not as big as some games.
but his 32 players on a map where it's massive. Like and this leads to the next point. It's boring.
I don't consider it boring. I would consider it boring if I was playing on my own.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games where if you play with people that you can speak to or play with friends, it's fine. But that's how a lot of online games work.
Yeah, I've always played with other people, so I think I've only found it fun because I have been playing with other people.
If you couldn't play with friends, would you play it?
I don't think I would. No.
Combat is the focus of the entire game, and it's a massive letdown.
Okay, yes and no. So with that one, it's more of a case of... So I found scavenging is a big part. You have to find bits and pieces. It's not like you just randomly come across... you do randomly come across things. So I remember I was just going through a warehouse, and I found a hunting rifle. It was the first hunting rifle I found. And yes, a lot of super mutants on the map carry them with them. But I don't think combat is the biggest focus. The fact of survival through scavenging is one of the larger focuses, for me personally.
The next point, connection issues are ridiculous, and I will lead to one of the big ones after.
Yeah. Okay, so I play on shit internet. I play on a PC that realistically shouldn't run Fallout 76 as well as it does.
And it does it perfectly.
And it does it absolutely fine. Yes, I get some latency issues, but... I find I am able to still play the game quite fluidly.
And this is one thing that you haven't had issues with yet, because you've never had it been on the server. When someone sets off a nuke, it fucks the entire server. The server goes combust.
That is laughable for me.
That is
because that
beyond
is something
laughable.
Bethesda on that should realistically have prepared for someone to get a nuke and for the server to take it.
It's one of the reasons people wanted the game.
Yeah.
It was one of the things they promised. And this leads to the next point. Not much functions fully on it.
No,
and it's the functionality of the game is limited, and this leads to the final point that the people are saying. Lack of NPCs make the world feel empty.
Yeah.
It's a Fallout game. You rely on NPCs, and they just really aren't.
The only
really
NPCs
there.
in there are robots. I mean, I wouldn't even call the hostile AI NPCs. It's just AI that fights you.
And AI being a Fallout game, Bethesda struggle with this. I don't think Obsidian did when they had it, and I don't think Obsidian will with their next game.
No.
But Bethesda struggle with AI.
Yeah.
They struggled with it in Skyrim. I love Skyrim. It's one of my favourite games of all time.
The AI are just dumb.
Oblivion, I loved. The AI are just shit, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I hope they don't have Elder Scrolls 6, because that...
I just think that the world is just way too empty, and even if if you're going to have a minimal player base, have as many NPC presence as you possibly can.
Yeah, I agree. And my final point is: do you think that they need to have a lot of updates? In this case, this is a yes or no question.
Yep.
Do you think they need a lot of updates to improve the game?
Yes.
Do you think they need to give DLC for free if they're going to do it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And out of 10, what would you rate the game?
In its current state, with what I've been playing it on, if my PC can run it and my internet can have minimal connection issues, I would say 5 at a push.
5 at a push. It's about halfway. Yeah, that's about the average review online as well.
Yeah, it's not completely ready yet.
Yeah. But on that note,
yeah, so that was us discussing Fallout 76. We'll see you in the next one, hopefully. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Jacob.
See you next time.